Just an update for you. We have gotten to the bottom of what happened with Anne, and it's crazy. Apparently, someone on Instagram has been harassing poor Anne and trying to call her on her phone, which she's now, and get her phone on Do Not Disturb. And I am so sorry that she has had to go through somebody harassing her, which we will find out and block and report. So, Anne,
So sorry, Lynn.
please do not apologize, because that, it's actually exactly what we've been talking about, right? We've been talking about how sick some people are, and harassing and bullying. And I think maybe this is a good example of how to deal with some people that clearly are just not mentally there, and how to
Yes,
separate yourself from it.
exactly. I mean, you've got the thing is that things are going to happen in life. And the most important thing, exactly, that we can do is develop an understanding and awareness of how we are going to react proactively. In other words, prepare ourselves mentally for things that may or may not happen, and then be aware before you react in a negative or intolerant way. So you asked me about some coping mechanisms. I mean, one of the things that I strongly suggest to people is that they check in with themselves throughout the day. And I call it take your temperature, because oftentimes we are so externally focused that we forget to really think about what we're thinking. And in order to change our thinking, we have to be aware of what our thoughts are, because thoughts are just thoughts, they're not fact. So we can change our thinking at any time. And as a parent or role model or caregiver, we really need to set the example for our kids that we are managing. And it's okay to get upset occasionally. We are all upset, but then move on and get over it. And that's what resilience is. So check in with yourself on a daily basis and throughout the day. Another thing that I strongly suggest is, it sounds silly, but taking mini breaks. And mini breaks isn't like going to sleep for an hour and a half. It is literally going, deep breathing, turning away, pausing, taking some time to really reflect on what's going on, and resetting your mood. And it is so easy to do. Your brain wants to help you, and you can create new neural pathways in your brain by repeating positive coping mechanisms. So, in other words, the more you do to fill your brain with these coping mechanisms, the easier they'll become for you and for your children. And it's okay for your children to see you get upset, but also teach them how to get beyond that and to kind of reconnect and retune into what you're doing in a positive way. Right now, we need to create very open, trustworthy communications with ourselves and with our children. And that is probably the most important thing you can do. There are other coping mechanisms, and I can send them to you. There are things such as positive self-talk, which we've known about for years. Athletes, celebrities, actors, actresses use them before they perform. And so the fact that they're still in use shows that their efficacy is very high. And so when we're feeling negative, when we're feeling tension, turn yourself towards what you like about yourself. I'm good at cooking. I'm patient. I'm kind. I'm loving. I'm compassionate. And keep feeding yourself that information. And it does work. I mean, you surround yourself with positive things and you think positive thoughts, and it changes your mood and it resets your behavior as well. So I don't know how much time you have, but the most important thing I think that we need to learn is that the power of neuroplasticity, our brain's ability to learn new thoughts, new behavior, is real. It's empirically proven through science that we can change our thoughts and our behavior. And that's for another show or another time. But that is hope. That's kind of the gem hidden in all of this during COVID and everything we're facing, is that you don't have to respond in your typical old ways that make you feel bad or sad. You can change the way you feel about yourself and your environment anytime. So choose optimism, lead yourself, and create the loving environment that you want, not only for yourself, but for your children as well.
I love that. And one of the things I was saying that I really wanted to get you back on for, because you talked about how you spoke to a school district in New York. And my question was, why isn't every single school in this country doing a workshop with children on self-worth and self-love and teaching
Yes.
them how to handle the hatred that they have to deal with when it comes to bullying? And something that you shared with me that I appreciated when I had you on the show is all of this really came from your childhood, and you had to deal with extreme bullying,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to learn all of these coping mechanisms yourself. And so really giving those gifts to children at a young age, I would imagine would be the most important gift we can give, one. And then also Vino had a question when it came to reading from an author's perspective and how to cultivate reading at a young age for children, and how important it is as an author to institute that in your family's lives.
It's a huge, huge thing. And I think reading together also is a magnificent way of absorbing the information and sharing feedback with one another. But I would give kids motivational books right now and take a mini break from their studies or anything else and stay away from social media for a while and focus on, the kids absorb this stuff so easily that this is the perfect time, albeit a difficult time, but a great time to develop new thinking and new behavior, and to teach your kids how to learn to accept, understand their thoughts and behavior, and develop really great skills for coping with difficult times in life. And reading together is a fabulous way to do it. And just providing your kids information on how to develop self-worth is so valuable. It's lifelong. It carries with you throughout your life, because throughout life we will encounter so many vicissitudes, so many twists and turns. And when we feel self-love, self-acceptance, self-honor, and self-respect, we have the capacity to deal with no matter what comes our way, because we know we're survivors. We're going to
Yep.
get through it.
That's human nature. And I'm so glad we got you back on
Thank
to
you.
wrap that up. I would not have felt good about the day without getting these tips from you. And if you are just tuning in and you missed the beginning of this Instagram Live, there are going to be two separate clips. So I'd watch the first one because this is such an important topic when we talk about what we can do for our children, but also for ourselves as we enter this new year and we're challenged with accepting a new reality, and we can do it in a really graceful way if we look at it in the way that Anne's talking about. Thank you so much, and it was
Thank you so
wonderful to
much,
see you.
Lynn. You're the best. You radiate such optimism and positivity. You really are the
Oh,
perfect role model.
thanks.
You're
That means
you're
so
sending
much to me. Thank you.
you're sending beautiful messages to the world, and you are doing your part in so many ways. So thank you. Thank
That's
you for
all we
having
can
me.
do. Thank you for being
Exactly.
with me. Take
Okay.
care.
Have a great day, Lynn.
You
Take care.
too.
Bye.
Bye.